It's time for another edition of Coach's Corner with women's basketball coach Matilda Mossman. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Coach's Corner with the head coach of the Golden Hurricane, Matilda Mossman. And again, we join you from the Hurricane Cafe here inside the University of Tulsa Women's Basketball Suite. And this past week, a tough week, obviously, we know about UConn, and then you went on the road, and road is never easy, and UCF and Tulsa, it was a heck of a game, wasn't it?
It really was. It comes down to we take the lead with about 16 seconds to play. We have a 2-point lead, and they come down and hit a three with 4 seconds to play, and then we actually got the ball all the way down almost to the free throw line at the end of it and just didn't make the shot. But really proud of the way our kids fought back. We got down by 13. Central Florida was shooting the ball extremely well, and they had not shot it well all year long. And they shot extremely well. They were like shooting, I think, almost 60% at the end of the first half. They continued that through the second half. But at the end, though, we were able to get five possessions in a row. We got stops. I mean, just after giving up layups, we got 5 stops in a row, and that enabled us to come back from a deficit and come back and got a couple of free throws in there. Kelsey Grovey had a steal and layup in there, and then we. All of a sudden we have the lead and go down and get a stop and then come back and we don't score, and then they go back down and they hit the three on a down screen, and we were supposed to be switching and switch didn't happen. So, that's the way the game goes sometimes.
Yeah, that three-pointer was the difference in the game, but again, as you had mentioned, your team battled back, and in fact, I think you were down by as much as 8 in the fourth quarter and battled back.
I think we were down at least 11 or 13.
Oh,
we were down double digits in the fourth quarter. So, but again, just proud of our effort and the fact that we didn't give up. I mean, sometimes after you've lost a couple, then you get in a game like that and you're down 13, it can grow to 23 in a hurry.
Right.
So just proud of our kids for not giving up, for continuing to fight. And unfortunately, it's you don't get rewarded for it. That's the only bad thing.
Well, in the first half, as you mentioned, UCF shot the ball extremely well at over 58%, but somehow your team was able to keep pace. You're only down by 3 at halftime, despite shooting 35 for yourself.
We felt pretty good about that.
Yeah.
That as well as they're shooting, and we go in that at halftime, and we're only down 3. We thought we were still doing some good things, and we didn't rebound the ball very well. I mean, that was a problem. I think they out-rebounded us by 15 and got some second chance opportunities off of it. But again, so many things could have happened during the course of that game to change the outcome. A made free throw or a made layup or them not getting a layup, just so many things that could have happened differently in the game.
But you were forcing some turnovers, so you're getting some stops without having the benefit of a rebound. So at least that kind of held you in there too, right?
That did, and we got to the free throw line more than they did. We didn't make more than they attempted, but we at least got some opportunities at the free throw line. And we still, even there, we shot 68%. You think, well, if we could have made 1 or 2 more, it could have been different. But, we shot 68%, and, if we can shoot 70, we feel pretty good about it.
Ashley Clark had another fabulous game for you, and so there are times that she kind of puts the team on her shoulders, doesn't she?
Well, I tell you, she's the only thing we had going initially. I think she had 15 of our first 20 points, and she was really the only one trying to attack and trying to score, and Kelsey kind of picked it up in the second half, and Erica Wakefield was solid. She got her, I think 8 points distributed pretty evenly throughout, but Ashley, that's 2 games out of at least the last 4 where she's just found gaps and found spaces, and she's being guarded. She's drawing the attention of the best defender on the other team, and she still finds ways to attack and get in the paint. And she hit a 3 at a crucial time that day, and she's just playing like a senior is supposed to play.
And of course, Kelsey, as you mentioned, really helped pull the team in the second half as well, pulling her weight in the second half. She had 17 in the game. So those 2 are 2 that have been really consistent for you.
Yeah, and Kelsey is chasing that most 3-pointers made in a career. And she had 3 made 3-pointers in that game against Central Florida. So I think she's 14 maybe off now. She's 14 behind Kara Panganis-Paisley. So would really be excited if she could break that record.
So the Hurricane could not quite get that road win that they were looking for in Orlando against UCF. UCF winning the game by 175-74. In a moment, we'll talk about the week coming up for the University of Tulsa women's basketball program. That's when Coach's Corner continues in a minute.
Our core values form the foundation of the American.
Competitiveness.
Passion. Character.
They show our true colors on and off the court.
Respect.
Accountability. Chasing greatness.
They lead us.
Discipline.
Focus.
Trust.
They are the essence of our identity.
Family. Tradition.
We are the American Athletic Conference.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. And Coach, surprisingly enough, just one game this week, and it's at East Carolina. That's not an easy place to get to, so you'll have the hard travel day, obviously, and then Wednesday you'll take on the East Carolina team and the Pirates, a team that you beat at their place last year, and a really good game.
A really good game, and you're right about the travel. Getting into Greenville is not an easy task, and we have to leave early Tuesday. We get there about 11 o'clock. It's about an 8-hour travel day. And then play the game Wednesday. And then, of course, can't get out. And got to wait until the next morning. And I think we leave I think it's another 4 a.m. wake-up call and get to the airport and get back home, I think, at 1:30 in the afternoon. So it makes for a long trip. And but as you said, we went down there last year. We had travel problems last year going there. I think we had trouble actually getting out of Tulsa, and then we had to sprint through the airport to make our connection. Rolled in there at midnight, and then had to play like at 1 o'clock the next day because it was a Saturday game, and it was actually a men and women's doubleheader. Our men had played at 11, and we played right after. So rolled in at midnight, didn't have a lot of recovery time, got behind as we often do, and just had the fortitude to come back and won a highly contested game there. And then come back. It was our first game, I think, this year in the conference season, and again got behind and had to fight our way back, and then ended up winning in overtime. And so that's a pretty good memory. Beating them the last 2 times, and now going down there. They've played some really close games. They've had some heartbreaking losses as well. So it'll be tough going down there. And
as much as Ashley Clark and Kelsey Grovey have been very, very solid players for you, it seemed like in that game, Erica Wakefield stepped forward, hit some big shots, kind of started a habit of making big shots for you in that game, didn't she?
She did. I think she had 24 in the game. She was able to get into the heart of their defense and attack the rim and got herself to the free throw line, and she's a good free throw shooter. So we need for her to be able to do that again. And after you get back, there's no weekend game. So that's the only time I think all year long that you'll actually have kind of a weekend off. So what do you do with the girls when you have a weekend off? Well, we're going to have the weekend off. It'll be the first time our kids, we have kids as close as Oklahoma City, and they haven't been able to get home since we got back here after Christmas. So it's been a long time since they've spent any time with their families, and that's important. So we'll get back on Thursday afternoon. We'll meet briefly and watch film, and the guys will get a lift in, and then we'll practice early Friday morning before classes. That way, when classes are over, they can go home for the weekend. We'll be off Saturday, off Sunday, and then come back in Monday morning for practice.
Refreshed and ready to go, huh?
I think everybody looked at that February calendar and just breathed a huge sigh of relief. Finally, we get a weekend off.
Well, Coach, safe travels to Greenville, North Carolina. Come back with a victory.
All right, thank you.
It is Tulsa at East Carolina. 6 o'clock on Wednesday will be the tip time for that game against the Pirates. And that wraps it up for Coach's Corner. For head coach Matilda Mossman, I'm Bruce Howard. So long for now.